Hello there. I want to personally thank each and every one of you guys for coming today. I know that each of you has a dream about or currently has an online tutoring business, right? And being a teacher in the public school system, I was never allowed to share my faith with my students. But now that I have my own online business, I've realized that for me, this business it's for God, it's for his work, and I'm just a servant. And in fact, I want to attract other loving, caring, and God-loving people into my circle and show them how I've started this online tutoring business and give credit where it's due. And for those of you that don't know me, my name is Joanne Kaminski, and I'm a pioneer in the online tutoring industry. And honestly, when I got started in 2010, there weren't other people out there doing what I was doing and sharing their tips and their passion with other teachers. And so I had to go the expensive route and I had to educate myself and I had to learn from other online businesses. And there are a lot of frauds out there, I just have to say. You know, they're spouting get rich quick schemes and they're pretty much only interested in getting sales. And so I learned quickly what I didn't want my business to look like from the beginning. And I began visualizing what it should look like. If at any point in the presentation, I want to let you know that there is a question and answer section, and you can post your questions right in that section. And at the end, I'm going to go into those questions and I'm going to answer a couple of the questions that people have. And people have already started putting their questions in there. So I'm very excited to be able to answer those for you guys. Also, you are going to want to stay to the very end because today I'm going to be giving a special offer that I have never made before. So you definitely don't want to miss out on that piece of it. I'm going to share with you today, I'm going to share my screen here and push share so that you can see the PowerPoint for today. And here we go. So first of all, I want to start you off with a strong foundation. And I'm not sure how well anything that I teach today is going to work if you don't have that strong passion for the Lord. And this is the number one basis of where my success comes from. So let me share a little bit about my spiritual life. And while it's not always, a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10, I do try to make it a priority on a daily basis. I pray each morning before I rise and before I go to bed. I lead Bible studies at my church. In fact, the next one we're going to be doing is called Fight Back with Joy. I volunteer not because I need to earn grace, but because I have been given grace. And each week at church, I hold the doors open for people entering, I greet them, and I serve them communion. I'm also a head leader of our recovery program called CR, and I help people get over their hurts, their habits, and their addictions through a 12-step format. Giving back what is so freely been given to me is what God calls me to do, not only in my personal life, but also in my business. Psalm 37:4 says, "Delight yourself in the Lord, and he will give you the desires of your heart." Now, I was really unhappy working in the school system. There was a ton of politics getting in the way of doing what was right for each student. So I began dreaming about what I truly wanted, and the answer God gave me was teaching online. And I continued to pray about this, and the same idea kept coming to me. And I fell in love with this idea. I romanticized about it. I even visualized myself in my office teaching kids. And today, I have a booked solid online reading tutoring program. And Proverbs 6:5 says, "Free yourself like a gazelle from the hand of a hunter, like a bird from the snare of the fowler." I'm going to show you this here. Let's take a look at what it really looks like. Now here we have a gazelle and it's being chased by a cheetah. Now the cheetah can run faster than any other land animal, as fast as 112 to 120 kilometers. That's 70 to 75 miles per hour in short bursts covering distances up to 500 meters or 1,600 feet. And he has the ability to accelerate from 0 to 100, that's 62 miles per hour, in 3 seconds. Now, gazelles are also known as swift animals. Some are able to run at bursts as high as 60 miles per hour or run at a sustained speed of 30 miles per hour. Now, as you can see here, the gazelle is at an unfair advantage. But notice how it doesn't give up. And in this instance, guess what, you guys? I'm going to fast forward here so you can see this, because he actually wins against all odds. The gazelle wins. Why? Because they're fighting for their life. God gave me an image to get out of the school system. And I'm just going to go to our next slide here. He gave me the image to get out of the school system. And I had so many fears. I had fears of what my husband would say. I had fear providing for my family. I had fear of failure. But God said, I will provide. Now free yourself and go after your dream. Now this meant I had to run like a gazelle running for its life, not take the easy road and wait for things to come to me. You never hear of an Olympian that just got to where they are in their sport because they were talented. They spent years upon years developing their skill and becoming great at it. They hired a coach who gave them ongoing guidance about what was working and what needed tweaking. And this is the path that I began to take. Romans 12:11 says, don't be slothful in business, but instead be fervent in spirit. Proverbs 21:5 says, the plans of the diligent lead surely to plenty, but those of everyone who is hasty surely to poverty. Now, many people think that if I take this one action, then a flood of business is going to come my way. But the reality is the complete opposite. You need to take different actions every day to spread the word about your business. You can't just build a website and expect people to find you. That is not diligent, and it will not get you the results that you're looking for. The good news is that while you put this work in the beginning, you have very little work to do to keep it going after a few years. People who enjoy your services will begin to refer you, and people will randomly find you online. And your friends and family will remember you if they need your services. Now, there seems to be a never-ending flow of clients, and guess what? Now you start to get overwhelmed by the opportunities before you. So let's take a look at planning. Luke 14:28-30 says, but don't begin until you count the cost. For who would begin construction of a building without first getting estimates and then checking to see if there's enough money to pay the bills? Otherwise, you might complete only the foundation before running out of funds. And then how everyone will laugh at you. They will say, there's the person who started that building and ran out of money before it was finished. Now, in the beginning, you don't need a lot of resources to get started. All you need is Skype and a client. And from there, you're going to add new materials based on student need and availability of funds. In the beginning, I didn't have access to Raz Kids, but after 6 months, I finally got it because it was too good of a resource not to get. I needed more books and an accurate way to measure comprehension. And when I weighed out the fact that I would use it with 3 students and was making about $500 a month, I knew that I could invest in this resource at $100 a year. However, it would be completely unwise to purchase this resource if I have 0 students and I was just hoping to get one. A business plan is one of the most important resources that you can create to plan your business. And today I walk people through how to fill out this business plan in the Tutorpreneur program. This helps drastically with the planning phase. You put down a plan of how you're going to get students, how much you want to make, and how much you can spend. And without this resource, you are setting your business up for failure. Proverbs 12:1 says, whoever loves discipline loves knowledge, but whoever hates correction is stupid. Don't you love it? I just love it. We learn and grow from each other, okay? To think that we can do this alone is crazy talk. You know, there were so many things that I needed to learn. I paid thousands of dollars in programs to get my re-education. But this time I didn't go back to school. I began learning from the online superstars. I would try something, I would fail, and I would try something else. I had a business coach that helped me with brainstorming and getting tasks done. And this is one of the reasons why I've created programs like the Reading Interventionist and the Tutorpreneur program. Because we can get help from somebody who's tried so many things and failed that she can share the things that actually worked and you get to save your time and not have to try all the things that failed. In both of these programs, I actually give you an opportunity to practice your skills, share your ideas, and receive correction so that you can continue to learn. And it's not because I think I'm better than you, but because I've been where you are and I've had experience with what works. Now we're going to get onto this topic of saving. It is wise to save. And there are 5 things that you're going to need to save for. You want to save for growing your business, for taxes, vacations, retirement, and an emergency fund. Proverbs 21:20 says, "In the house of the wise are stores of choice food and oil, but only foolish devour all they have." And Proverbs 6:8 says, "Go to the ant, you sluggard, consider its ways and be wise. It has no commander, no overseer or ruler, yet it stores its provisions in summer and gathers its food at harvest." Now, as an independent business owner, you have no overseer either. There's no one there who's going to tell you how to save your money. There's no 401k plan, and the government will come after you if you don't figure out your taxes correctly. So take the time to educate yourself or hire somebody who can help you. You want to figure a percentage that you want to use also to save towards retirement. According to Dave Ramsey at Financial Peace University, you're going to want to invest 15% of your income to your retirement fund. And you can do this by investing in Roth IRAs and 401ks. Now, this is a mathematical explosion. I'm going to show you how it works. It's called compound interest. The interest continues to grow even though you personally never put the interest in there. So let's take a look at an example of a man who started putting in $2,000 a year at the age of 19 and stopped putting in money at the age of 26. Notice how his money is continuing to grow, even though he is not adding any new money in there. Now let's take a look at Arthur. He started saving at age 27, and he puts in $2,000 every year until he retires, and he makes less at the end of the day than Ben. Ben walks away with $2,288,996, and Arthur walks away with $1,532,166. Which one would you rather? If you chose Ben's, you chose correctly. So the moral of the story is start early, but this is also a good example of what compounded interest is. It's money that you haven't put in there, but keeps earning more and more interest on the interest. Now, another thing I would say is be consistent. Can you imagine what would have happened to Ben's money if he continued to add $2,000 every single year? So you want to be consistent. And as your money increases, so as your total income increases every year, that 15% is also going to increase too. Just take that 15%, you can live on the rest and put it on in there so that you have money for later on in life. Now, some of you may have heard of Matthew 25:14-30, the parable of the bags of gold. Here it goes. Again, it will be like a man going on a journey who's called his servants and entrusted his wealth to them. To one, he gave 5 bags of gold, to another 2 bags, and to another 1 bag, each according to his ability. Then he went on his journey. The man who had received 5 bags of gold went at once and put his money to work and gained 5 bags more. So also the one with 2 bags of gold gained 2 more. But the man who had received 1 bag went off, dug a hole in the ground, and hid his master's money. After a long time, the master of those servants returned and settled accounts with them. The man who had received 5 bags of gold brought the other 5. "Master," he said, "you entrusted me with 5 bags of gold. See, I have gained 5 more." His master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have been faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." Now the man with 2 bags of gold also came. "Master," he said, "you entrusted me with 2 bags of gold. See, I have gained 2 more." His master replied, "Well done, good and faithful servant. You have become faithful with a few things. I will put you in charge of many things. Come and share your master's happiness." Then the man who had received 1 bag of gold came. Master, he said, I knew that you are a hard man, harvesting where you have not sown and gathering where you have not scattered seed. So I was afraid and went out and hid your gold in the ground. See, here is what belongs to you. His master replied, You wicked, lazy servant. So you knew that I harvest where I have not sown and gather where I have not gathered seed. Well then, you should have put my money on deposit with the bankers so that when I returned, I would have received it back with interest. So take the bag of gold from him and give it to the one who has 10 bags. For whoever has will be given more, and they will have an abundance. Whoever does not have, even what they have will be taken from them. And throw the worthless servant outside into the darkness, where there will be weeping and gnashing of teeth. Now, this is what we call the Matthew effect. The rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And these are biblical principles that have been stated for us to learn from. There's nothing wrong with being rich. It's where you put your love. 1 Timothy 6:10 says, the love of money is the root of all evil. However, it says, if you put your love in God first, you will have the right perspective of money and be able to use it to do his will. Now on to the next topic of pruning. John 15:2, he says, he cuts off every branch of mine that doesn't produce fruit, and he prunes the branches that do bear fruit so that they will produce even more. Now, this is a tough concept because now that I'm book solid, I have some hard decisions to make. I've been working with some of my students for over 4 years, but they have become less predictable. Sometimes they show up and other times they don't. So it's time to prune. I need to have a conversation of whether they really need my services anymore and how committed the parents are, because there's now a waiting list, which is going to produce more fruit for my business. A new client eager to start, or client that's been around for a long time that doesn't show up. And since I didn't have this like automatic payment plan in place, like I show in the Tutorpreneur program, I just had people pay when they came. So now it is time to prune so that the business can produce more fruit. Now, when you start your business, it is extremely easy to worry. I alluded to this before when I said I had fears about telling my husband I was quitting my job, fear about losing my reliable income and benefits. And the big one was fear of failure. Matthew 6:34 says, therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. Each day has enough trouble on its own. Now, this is telling me not to worry about tomorrow and just take care of the things that I need to handle before me today. Honestly, today's all that we have. The past is a memory and the future does not exist in this reality. You know, we can make up a whole lot of things about the future, but they rarely come true. Philippians 4:6 says, be anxious for nothing, but in everything by prayer and supplication with thanksgiving, let your requests be known to God. This tells me that I need to be specific about what I want my business to look like, and I need to ask God for it. He wants us to need him in all areas of our lives, not just our personal lives. This is why I pray for people in the Ultimate Support Group for Online Tutors in Facebook. I want you to succeed in your business as much as I succeed in mine, which leads to this next concept of giving to bless others. Genesis 12:2-3 says, I will make you into a great nation and I will bless you. I will make your name great and you will be a blessing. And I will bless you and make your name great, and so you shall be a blessing. If we are blessed with resources beyond our needs, it is not for the purpose of living more lavishly, but to bless others. We are blessed to be a blessing. And this is the heart of why I teach other tutors and teachers to teach online. I haven't given so much, and it wasn't meant for me to just keep for myself. I once had a friend at church who told me I was crazy for doing this, but honestly, even if I wanted to work with every struggling reader, let's say, by myself, what does that gain me? I'd be overworked and I'd be exhausted. I'd rather pass on the skills I've learned and bless other people's lives as my life has been blessed. So today I have a really special offer for everyone that's on this call. And this is going to be my blessing to you. But before I do that, I am actually going to go into the questions and see what questions people have. So I'm going to come back on over to here, stop sharing my screen, and come over to questions. So we have a couple questions here. One question is from Angela Brown, and she says, hello, Joanne, thanks for offering to help those of us starting an online tutoring business. How can I launch my tutoring services? What's a reasonable time frame? And she's really excited to start with people around the world. So thank you for putting your question on in there. You can start right away. There's nothing that's stopping you from being able to start right away. All you need is a client. So if you know somebody who's struggling in the area that you are working with, you can easily do it online. You pretty much, the only things that you need to do is figure out, how am I going to do that? Now that's where some people get stuck, right? They get stuck in, where do I get my students? And how do I specifically teach online? So if that's an area that you are kind of struggling with, like, I have no idea how to do this online thing and I don't know where to go with this, you definitely want to take a look at this next special offer, because I show people exactly how to do that. And some people have been able to get as many as 10 clients in the first 3 months of the Tutorpreneur program. So they learn how to get the clients, and they also learn how to teach online, because I share all my tips and tricks and secrets with you guys. Why? Because it's my way of being able to give back what's been so freely given to me. So I am going to go back to the special offer. So I'm going to share my screen with you guys again. And we're going to come back on over here. Here we go. All right, so the special offer is actually for the Tutorpreneur program. In this program, you get to learn how to run an online tutoring business through a self-study video portion that's online and a live call each week to give you the ultimate support that you need to start or grow your business. In this program, you learn the marketing strategies to get more clients than you even thought were possible. You learn, you get ongoing lifetime support from a community of other online tutors that have an online tutoring business. You get live feedback on your business plans, your marketing resources, and so much more. You learn how to have a proper selling conversation with a potential client. Now, I am personally able to turn 90% of the people that approach me about tutoring online into a client. So I share the exact blueprint on how you can do that as well, and allow you even to practice within our calls each week, so that when you have these conversations, you sound like you've been doing it for years. Now, typically, this program costs $997. But today, you're actually going to get a one-day 20% discount at $797. Now, at the end of this call, I am going to take the link that is right here, and I'm going to paste it into the chat for you so that you can click on it. Now, I'm only offering this once in a lifetime discount for 24 hours. I'm also going to give you guys a bonus, which is the Book Your Online Tutoring Business Solid. Now, this is a value of $197, and it is going to be absolutely free. So some of you might be wondering, well, what is this program about? But each week, you get to learn one new strategy from a 5-minute video that you can implement to get more students. So this ensures that by the end of the year, you have a booked solid business. So that kind of goes into that question Angela was asking, how long can I expect to have, kind of this booked solid, business or a well-flourishing business? By the end of the year, you should have a growing business. Now, most businesses are not flourishing until year 3. So you're going to have the opportunity to flourish in 1/3 of the time. So we're going to take a look at this entire offer. you are going to get the Tutorpreneur program valued at $997 and the Book Your Online Tutoring Business program valued at $197 for just $797. So that is a savings of $400. So that is my blessing for each of you. And as I promised, I'm going to put the link that I have right here. I'm going to put this in the chat for you guys. I'm going to come back on over. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And I am going to put that link. There's a little chat box here. And I'm going to put it here. So if you can see that chat box, it kind of looks like little lines and a speech bubble. You can click on that and you can click on that link and it will directly guide you into how you can get that special offer. Again, it is only for 24 hours. I will be taking it off of the video. You will be able to watch this video if you want to rewatch any part of it, miss parts of it, whatever happened for you. You are more than welcome to go back and watch the video, but I'm going to actually cut the deal part off after 24 hours. So if you know anybody that is interested in doing something like this and you think they could benefit, please feel free to pass it on. It's been so awesome getting to hang out with you guys today, and I will see you next time. Bye.